The old City Hall, located on East Berry Street, was built in 1893 by the design firm of Wing and Mahurin. This glorious building is currently home to the Allen County Fort Wayne Historical Society and the Old City Hall Historical Museum.
The Old City Hall building, the city building, as the name proudly is proclaimed on the side of it, is one of my favorite buildings in town. It was designed by a firm called Wing and Mahurin. They were both local architects, worked together for a long time, and the style is what's called Romanesque Revival, or Richardsonian Romanesque Revival, after a gentleman named H.H. Richardson, who was designing fortress-style structures out on the East Coast. He died in the late 1880s, and so a number of architects, sort of in honor of him, continued to design buildings like the ones he was designing. So you get things like large, rounded arch entryways and doors. They look like castles.
And so the Old City Hall building has this feel of a medieval castle, you know, with these heavy, round, rusticated stones on the ground level, and the Romanesque columns and the fancy carved capitals over the doorway. So it not only looks castellated, but it also looks elegant, because that lovely round arch that just sort of swings over the modern doorway. It's one of the places in the city where you can stand and feel like you're transported back to the late 1800s. And it really feels like you can be back there. And part of it's the fact that the building is right up on the sidewalk. It's not set in a park-like setting. It's a working building. It's a working man's city hall in a working man's city.
In the early 1890s, there was a financial recession, and Mayor Zollinger wanted to create some local employment with public works. And so the city embarked on this project of building a new city hall and a new set of ward firehouses that were all over town. And Wing and Mahurin, the most prominent local architectural firm, was hired to design all these buildings. And City Hall's site had been the city market since the 1840s or 1850s. And there was a City Hall building on that site. We don't know a great deal about the appearance of it. It seems to have been sort of a cubic Italianate building that stood up at the head of the city market.
And when you think about the city building, we tend not to be able to put all of our administration in one place anymore. You know, we've got our traffic controllers in one place, or our street crew is somewhere else. But back at the time that building was built, all of city government happened from that building. So you've got the jail in the basement. There was a courtroom upstairs. The mayor's office was, you know, over in a corner. And that building functioned for all of those different things.
City life was phenomenal around the City Hall, because behind it you had the Bar Street Market, which by 1910 was, you know, a beautiful concrete structure, again built by Wing and Mahurin, lots of decoration, barrel tile roof, and that really did become the center of the city. If you wanted to buy fresh produce, you wanted to buy meat, it really was a supermarket of its day. You came, you drove up your buggy right to it, you got out, you shopped, you left, you saw people you knew. It really was, again, one of those social things that pulls the city together. City Hall itself, you know, you had the utility companies in there and everything else, all the city business you had to do. Traffic court in later days would be up there. And you know, if you got locked up, you're downstairs. So it really was the center of the city. There's no doubt about that.
Bar Street Market was a regular. Every week, my mother would go with her market basket and her daughter. And you got to know all the people at the various stalls, and they knew to save you the red raspberries or the special eggs. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, as I remember, we used to go. And then there'd be a chance to get something cold to drink somewhere along the line, and you just kind of made an outing of it. But it was a big deal. My mother would go home with that basket laden with goodies.
The family would go to market whatever day it was held on. And my grandfather had been in the same business my dad was in. And he dealt in farms, however, no commercial or industrial real estate. And so as a result, he knew most of the farmers. and they knew him. And he'd kid with them and ask them to save their choicest melons for him, tomatoes or whatever he was there for. And they happily would set aside what they thought he'd like. And it was a sort of a social function.
With the outside of the building recently restored and thoroughly cleaned, the old City Hall stands ready to serve for generations to come.